Good morning, everyone. My name is John Barton. I'm a volunteer. I'm a recently retired airline pilot for Delta Airlines. I'm a gun owner. And I am the cousin of Mark Barton, who lost his little first grade son, Daniel, in 2012 at Sandy Hook. And today I'm going to share with you some of the things that happened on that terrible day. December 14th, 2012, I was on the way to work. I was going to fly an overseas flight that evening. When I got to the airport, I got a call from my sister, and she said, "John, did you know there was a shooting in Connecticut today?" And I said, "Yes, another school shooting. My God, what?" She goes, "John, the shooting was at Newtown, and it was at Sandy Hook Elementary School, Daniel's school. And our brother Carl has managed to get hold of Mark, and he said he has reason to believe that it was Daniel's classroom. And I'll call you back." And I think it's instructive that my first reaction when I heard that, as alarming as it was that I know she'll call back and Dan will be fine and be safe, because as many people felt at that time, although fewer all the time, I thought, well, this doesn't happen to us. This just wouldn't happen to our family. But any illusion I had about the reach of gun violence was quickly dispelled when she did call back. And the three words she said are as clear to me now as they were 7 years ago, both for what they said, how they were said, and how my body reacted when I heard her simply say, "Daniel was killed." That day at Sandy Hook, parents arrived, of course, desperate to be reunited with their kids to make sure they were safe, and as they did, they were ushered into a firehouse which was kind of near the school, and they were told they would wait there until their children were reunited with them. And then it might be a while, because of course the first responders didn't know how many shooters there were, kids were still hiding, and it took hours. But eventually the children started to come out and be reunited with their parents, and the ones that were continuing to wait became increasingly frantic, until the word came down that if you had not been reunited with your children at this point, you were not going to be. And the place erupted, and Mark's wife Jackie, a school teacher herself, simply fell where she had been standing. And it didn't make any sense because there were still so many kids who were missing. And as terrible as that scene was, I think it was merciful that those parents had not yet heard the details of what had happened in that school. Because, you see, those children and the 6 adults died at the end of an AR-15 assault rifle, which is a tremendously destructive weapon. And the scene inside that building was beyond description. And in the aftermath, our family literally every hour worried about Mark and his family, and we wondered how they would possibly get through this. And there's a long story there, but I'll simply say this. If you asked me about my cousin today, I would say, yes, he resembles the guy I grew up with, but that's where I'd stop. Because for all that group has done, and they've done great things. Mark is the co-director of the Sandy Hook Promise that sets up programs in schools to make them safer and more loving environments for kids, and it's doing well. But for all that they've done, every time I see him, I realize that man will never be the same, and neither will his wife. And I think I mentioned that because you've heard the statistics about the alarming rate of gun violence in this country. And I wonder every day how we got here, but there's more to the story than just the statistics that he has died. Because the people that are left in the wake, their lives are shattered. And so we have these two bills in front of us today, and I don't have to tell you guys how necessary it is to pass them to put Minnesota on the path to sanity. But I just want to say that every time I put on this shirt, I feel so lucky to be a part of this group, Moms Demand Action, and Protect Minnesota. And I like to do it because I like to remind myself about these two words that we display on our chest. And the reason is